Our first guest is a BYU grad who figured out if he draws a picture of a puppy or a cat or a Halloween witch, millions of people will watch him do it, so much so that he wrapped up his career designing the Mustang for the Ford Motor Company in 2012 and started Art for Kids Hub. The YouTube channel alone has 6.24 million subscribers with over 2.1 billion views. We might even ask him tonight to drop a couple plays for Aaron Roderick to run against the Irish on Saturday. It's our pleasure to welcome Rob Jensen, his wife Taryn, and kids Jack, Hadley, Austin, and Olivia to the Wise Guys. Thank you for being here. Look,
we're super excited to be here, right, guys?
Yes.
And I know you're being honest because you were excited when you came in, and your dad didn't make you do this, and so we're happy to have that. So, Jack, you started drawing as a family to bring the family closer together and all that stuff, but did you have any idea this would become this big?
No idea.
Are you the best drawer in the family?
No, I'm close.
Close? You're getting there? How often do you guys post pictures that you drew?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, we post a new lesson Monday through Friday every week.
Yeah. Hadley, what's your favorite thing to draw?
I don't know. I just like drawing. I like drawing like foods and stuff. Just like funny foods.
Austin, do you realize that when you draw a picture and you post it on your YouTube channel that more than 5 people are going to see it?
You just kind of do it. It's not. I just try not to think about how much people are going to see me draw.
You know what? Because if I thought about that, my hand would be like this, shaking the whole time. But you guys are all very cool. You what?
You'd be a lot more nervous.
Yeah, you get nervous?
Well, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's like anything. It's like speaking in church. If you think about it, your mind goes blank, right? And then, but if you stay focused, right, Olivia? If you stay focused, you can get it done. What is your favorite thing to draw?
I like to draw penguins.
Penguins.
Yeah, the penguin.
Do people like seeing the penguins that you draw?
Yes.
Yeah. Does your dad help you do that?
Kind of.
Kind of. Taryn, what about this guy you married? Look what you got going on here.
I know. I think I just can't believe it. Every day I think, wow, this is crazy, but it's so fun, and I just feel lucky.
I watched a video on your channel last night of the two of you drawing a puppy.
Yeah.
You seemed to have the lead, but you were following really good, and at the end, they were a little bit different, but they were puppies.
Yeah.
And I think 10 million people watched that. Is that crazy or what?
It is. I try not to think about that too, because drawing's not my second nature, but we have so much fun doing it together that it's just a fun family thing that we just love.
Isn't it interesting how some of the most simplest ideas, when done right and done consistently, become the biggest things? Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know, passion and love for what it is. And we've just had so much fun just bringing our family together in hopes that will bring other families together too, and have something to do together.
And you get feedback from the millions of people that watch that it actually does bring them together.
And that's the best part. I think even to read some of those emails to the kids, it's like we're really helping people get together and draw together and figure out things to do.
See, when Blaine and I get emails, they say, "How could you guys say something so stupid?"
That's exactly what happens.
They don't give us constructive things, do they? They get after us.
Hey, I want to know, Dave, and only Rob can hear me, I know, because you got the headset on, but can anyone truly draw? Because I feel like I can't draw at all. But you've shown lots of people that thought that they couldn't draw, that they actually can draw. Can anybody draw?
Yes, I think anybody can draw. And I think the scariest part about drawing is just looking at a blank piece of paper. And I think it's more intimidating than I think most people think initially. And then when you're asked to draw something, your mind just goes blank. And so I think that's one of the best things that we try to provide as a service, is to help, provide some inspiration for those kids and for anybody. We get a lot of emails and a lot of comments from adults that say, is it okay? I don't have any kids. Is it okay if I still follow along with you? Well, of course anybody can draw with us. Yeah. So I really do believe that anybody can draw, and it just takes a little practice and some fun.
I'm fascinated with the fact that you draw all this stuff, and yet you've come in with a hat that's got not one thing on it. It's just a plain blue hat.
I like blue.
Blue's a good color.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some Notre Dame predictions, and then we'll let you guys take off while we get after your dad just a little bit. Austin, should we start with you? Put that microphone right under your chin. Tell us what's going to happen on Saturday.
We're going to absolutely destroy their team.
Okay, absolute. I'm writing this down. We're going to absolutely destroy that team. All right, Olivia, put that microphone down there and tell us what you think.
When
they win?
BYU, and I think they're going to do, and I think we're going to do 1,000 points.
That would be a
The
first.
other team
1,000.
1 point.
1,000 to 1.
1,000 to 1.
There are 1,000 to 1 odds in Vegas, but I don't know if there's ever been 1,000 to 1 score. So we're going to write that one
It'll
down.
be a first.
Okay, Hadley, we're going to save you for the last. Jack, what do you got?
We will dominate the field.
Dominate the field. Okay, I like. You guys can come on this show anytime you want. Taryn, what do you think?
Oh, I say 75 to 2.
75 to 2.
Can you score 2 points?
You can score 2 points in football. Blame you. How many different ways can you score 2 points? It's a safety.
There's only a safety. That's it. So
Two safeties.
she says the safety is 75 is not that easy to get to either. So
75 to 2. I think Blaine was in a game that you scored 73 against UTEP.
I'm thinking I think we might have scored 80 against UTEP one year.
Could have been.
Yeah, they weren't very good.
So 75 has been done. So
yeah. Oh yeah. We've eclipsed 75 before.
Okay, now Hadley, cut through all that stuff and tell us what's really going to happen. We've heard some wild descriptions of it. Right into the microphone there.
Yes, we are definitely going to beat them. And yeah, I think it would be like a really high score to like a really low score.
A high score to a low score. The sports books would love you down there. What do you want? I want a high score and a low score. Congratulations to your family, and thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes. Can we talk to your dad for a little bit? Is that okay?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And on nights when your parents are gone, just, Jack, get the car and just bring everyone down here, and we'll just have you guys on the show, okay? All right. Thank you. The whole Jensen clan, which is awesome. BYU alum and creator of Art for Kids Hub, Rob Jensen's our guest here on The Wise Guys. Travis Hansen's coming up a bit later. We'll also be live in Vegas with the latest on all the activities that are coming this weekend surrounding BYU and Notre Dame. All right, let's go back to your first job in a cornfield in Indiana. What did you learn about yourself?
That I could do hard things and really boring things too. Cornfields are not that exciting, and they cut your arms up a lot. So they'd cut the corn.
Is it
really
like
short.
pineapples? Remember, people go, "Hey, I
Yeah.
went to summer and picked pineapples." It sounds awesome until you see what they actually do.
Yeah, I never experienced the pineapple thing, but I would assume it's up there with it. Yeah, they the corn. We wouldn't pick corn. We would actually just pick the top of the corn off. I don't know why really, but it was called detasseling, and this was when I was in junior high, and they would drive us up on a bus, and we would walk down one aisle, pick all the corn down one aisle, eat lunch, and then we'd turn around and come back, and then they would take us home.
Who gets to do that? That's like you living in a John Cougar Mellencamp video.
That's so Indiana, isn't it?
Yeah,
what
it is.
people know Rob is this phenomenal artist that has this wonderful family and teaches kids how to draw, but they don't know they had a bit of an athletic career. He was a football guy. And as an Indiana State champ at Harrison High School out of West Lafayette, you played that fullback position, and playing fullback showed how doing simple things over and over lead to big things down the road. Tell us about that.
Okay. Well, this was in junior high.
And as a state champion, that qualifies you with Mark Wilson, Steve Young, Ty Detmer, anyone else that comes on this show.
I was sitting on the sideline. I was dressed, and I did get to go to the arena. So I didn't technically play.
And the arena was where the Colts play, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Well, the
RCA Dome, was it?
Hoosier Dome.
Oh, the Hoosier Dome. Yeah, yeah.
And it was an amazing experience, and I loved being there. It was one of the highlights of my high school, of everything I've kind of experienced, was just being in that arena and that type of setting, and to watch these players that had put everything into it, and it was amazing. I played fullback and I played kicker.
What was your weight at fullback?
I weighed more than the other guys, so that's why I was fullback, but okay. I wasn't. I was probably not heavy enough at that time, but I think it was probably 190.
190? Yeah. All right. That's tough to bring down.
That's a good size
you're
fullback.
at fullback at 190. You get the ball.
Yeah. And then I would, one time I remember they gave me the ball and we just ran it right up the middle. And I got a first down. And the coach was like, let's do it again. And so we ran it again. I think we ran the same play 3 or 4 times. It just kept working. And he said, we're going to keep running it until it stops working. And so we ran it like 4 times until they figured it out. We just kept running it right up the middle.
It sounded like you had a budding career with the Air Force Academy running the football. And then the defense said, wait a second.
Yeah, we got to stop this. So I think I only got to do it 4 times. But.
In your career, though, that lesson of repetition and consistency there's been a running theme for you that has nothing to do with football, but football enhances a little bit.
It does. It totally does. I really do give a lot of credit to my time playing football and also on the swim team. But just waking up every day and putting everything, leaving everything on the field, it completely applies to doing something professionally. So, and I've totally felt that with Art for Kids Hub and performing, getting up every day and showing up with a marker and drawing a picture for a little kid that's waiting for us in Australia or, somewhere. And I always get that kind of image in my head every single day that there's a little kid waiting to draw a picture. And so it keeps me going. And I think even though there might be days when I don't feel like doing it, we just keep doing it. And by the end of the lesson, I'm in such a better mood. I'm ready to keep going. So
when you talk about drawing a picture, DJ, let's put one up of how you work, and then we'll continue as we watch you. We say, I get up and draw a picture. This is exactly what you do, and this is one of the videos that we pulled from your YouTube page, which has 12 years of. So this is you, and that's Hadley.
That's Hadley, but that's a few years ago.
Okay,
she's a lot younger.
Here at France Today, we're gonna draw Ariel.
Yeah, we're gonna draw the Little Mermaid. We hope you're gonna follow along with us. You have something to draw with and some paper. You ready to start?
Yes.
Okay.
As you're drawing
sometimes
this,
during our lessons we go too fast, right?
As you're drawing this, 41 million people are going to see it.
Yes. If you need extra time, you can always
pause the video.
Pause the video. Okay, we're gonna start by drawing Ariel's eyes right in the middle of our paper, and we're gonna draw 2 circles.
So we'll bring the sound down a little bit, and we'll talk to you while we watch your work here.
There's another one. I'm drawing them kind of small, huh? You can draw them bigger. There you go.
What's the power of creativity, and how have you tapped into yours?
Let's draw a smaller circle inside.
Creativity, I think, can be found anywhere. I think even what you guys do every single day when you guys announce a game, there's creativity. You can find creativity anywhere. And I think the only thing that's required is just effort. Is just showing up and putting forth some effort, and creativity shows up.
So right here, you're starting with the eyes.
Yeah.
This is Ariel.
Yeah.
This is going to be Ariel, right?
It's going to be Ariel. My favorite thing is watching my kids draw. I love seeing how their drawings turn out. I love drawing too, but when I'm finished with these lessons, I don't really care about my drawing. It was fun. It's fun doing it with them. But my favorite thing is watching them draw and seeing how their drawings turn out. It's always the sweetest thing. And then we get a lot of people that share their drawings with us. They'll tag us in their drawings. So they'll draw Ariel and then they'll post it on social media and tag us in it. It's my favorite thing to see how other kids' drawings turn out. They're so sweet.
And what a great unbelievable thing that what you do now for a living, you get to do with your family.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's got to be so cool. I want to take people back a little bit. Life takes a lot of twists and turns. So you're in your dad's office in the BYU engineering department.
Yeah.
There was a picture of a Corvette.
Yeah.
That was drawn there, and it caught the eye of another department head. You had drawn that Corvette, right?
Yes. Yep.
It caught the eye of another department head, and that kind of changed the direction of the degree you were seeking at that point, right?
Yeah. I was at BYU and I was taking film classes. I wanted to be a director, and I had done this drawing in high school of a concept car of a Corvette that was hanging in my dad's office. He loved it. He framed it. He put it up. He was a teacher in the mechanical engineering department at BYU. And the professor from the industrial design program saw it and said, "Hey, who did that drawing?" And he said, "That was my son's." And he said, "You got to have him come in and talk to me." And I loved art always as a kid, but I wanted to do something with my art. I wanted to do something a little more functional than just hanging it up. That hanging fine art up is amazing, but I wanted to do, something with it. And so when I met with that professor in the industrial design program, he started telling me we design cars, and I was like, where is this program?
This wasn't in the brochure.
Yeah, I didn't see this on the front cover of BYU's of this, the class schedule. So he started telling me. He looked through my portfolio and passed off a few of my core credits, and I said, "I'm done. You can't convince. That's it. I'm sold." And so he started taking classes in the industrial design program with a transportation emphasis. So we drew cars. There is another side that focuses on the products. So they would draw sunglasses and shoes. But I love cars, so I wanted to go that route.
All right, we're still watching the development of Ariel. This is off the YouTube channel, which we'll talk about in a moment. Is Rob Jensen, BYU alum and founder of Art for Kids Hub, is on the Wise Guys tonight. And connect the dots for me. So you got BYU, you got the Ford Motor Company where you work on the Mustang.
Yeah. And
then you have Art for Kids Hub. How does that happen?
It's kind of random. Well, when I graduated from BYU, from that program, I got a job at Ford designing cars. And I didn't start out working on the Mustang, but went from project to project, and then eventually got to work on the 2010 Mustang and the GT500. And that was a dream come true. Every day I woke up, I'd walk through the design doors, and I'd have to pinch myself. I couldn't believe I was there. It's a fairly small team. It's not too small, but it was just amazing to be able to work on the Mustang. But we started having kids. We didn't have any kids when Taryn and I moved out there to Michigan, and we started having kids. And we're from Utah, so all of our family, our parents are from here. And so when we started having our family, we realized that we had to get back to Utah. And so I started working with my father-in-law to design websites and marketing for other companies. And then one day he called me up. He said, "You want to come out to Utah? I think we could do this full time." And I said, "Yeah, for sure." And so I walked in and gave my 2 weeks, and we moved back to Utah to do that business. But I stopped drawing cars. I didn't, there wasn't any way for me to keep designing cars. So I started needing that little bit of creative outlet. Right. And so my kids came home from school one day, and they said their art teacher is no longer working there, and they don't have a drawing or an art program. And I felt that made me feel really sad. I felt sad. That was like my favorite class in school. Yeah. And I said, "Well, we're going to draw when you get home." So we started drawing. And then I thought there's a lot of other kids that probably have their art programs canceled and need some kind of, art lessons. And so we started recording them, and we put them on YouTube, and the rest is kind of history from there.
2.1 billion views of all your videos. 2.1 billion. That's more than McDonald's has sold hamburgers, I think.
Exactly. I think McDonald's does billions and billions.
Oh, yeah,
so I'm not sure how many that is. But
yeah, it's probably more.
So Rob, at what point did you know that not only was it going to be fun for the family and help people that didn't have art at school, but it was actually going to be a financial success?
Oh, that was, yeah. Well, when I first started, it didn't make any money. It was just fun. Yeah. And And it was really fun to just spend the time with my kids. But then eventually we started getting a lot of comments on YouTube, and we started getting a lot of emails, and we said, it would be a teacher that would write and say, is it okay if I use your lessons in class? And I said, yeah, for sure. And then eventually I saw on our Google Analytics, I saw 11 cents. And that's when I knew it could be financially.
It started with 11 cents.
Yeah, 11 cents.
Blaine, let's look and see if we got 11 cents on our show yet so far this summer.
I think we made a few cents. We might have even made a couple of dollars.
So then when the 11 cents became much more than 11 cents, did you start to go, oh my goodness, this is big.
Yeah. When we first started, it was really slow. Like, we wouldn't get very many views, and that was okay. But when we got to 100 videos on YouTube, that was kind of when I started noticing a big change on YouTube, and we started getting more subscribers, and it kind of picked up. The speed started picking up.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that all of our other videos were still being watched. So all of our videos, our whole library would still be watched, even though we had posted it a year ago. And that's when I realized, I said, if we keep posting one video every day, it'll still get searched and watched even for multiple years to come. And that's when I thought, oh, it's just exponential. It'll just keep growing. It'll just keep getting bigger and bigger. And so every day I just feel like we just need to add one more brick to the building, and that's a video. We just need to show up and just create another video. And sometimes those videos are really popular, and sometimes they're not. We'll do how to draw a grasshopper, and there's not very many people that want to watch a grasshopper, but I still think, oh, there's still one kid out there. There might be a kid that's doing a report in school, and it's about grasshoppers, and they need to find a lesson that's going to help them learn how. So,
well, here we finished, Ariel. Nice job. And this video that we all just watched, again, had 41 million views on the YouTube channel. And DJ, let's go to how to draw Hello Kitty as we continue to visit with Rob
Hello
Jensen.
Kitty, 49 million views
of
Hello Kitty.
We're going to watch it. We'll be 49,000,001. Is this
right.
Is this the biggest number?
The Hello Kitty is the most watched video on our channel.
And this is a few years back where you weren't showing your faces so much, right?
Yeah. This was just in the very beginning. I think this is like maybe 8 years ago. Yeah. And we just had one camera. That's all we had was one camera. And I also didn't want to show our faces just for safety. Right. I thought maybe in the beginning we wouldn't show our faces. But this is also with Hadley. Look how sweet her hands look. Oh, my gosh. They're just little baby hands.
So right now you're going, okay, how am I going to draw this thing?
Yeah, I have no idea.
And, okay, you've drawn the eyes. And
no, actually, I think that's the bow.
That's the bow?
Over the ear.
Okay, so we're watching the start of this with 49 million
49 million views. Rob, I can't help but think, so for the last, just recently got released, but for almost 4 years I was up on campus in a bishopric up there, and I listened to your story, and my students, the kids in my ward would always come up and they would say, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like I'm a little bit lost. I'm in this degree program, but I don't know if that's what I really want to do. And they get really, really concerned that they're just back from a mission or haven't even gone out on a mission yet, and they're not sure what they want to do with their lives, and they haven't decided on their career. I listened to you, and you're not the only one that Dave and I have run across where we go, hey, you just figured it out. What would you tell those kids that are in college and are worried that they don't know how they're going to make a living or what they're going to do with their life when they're still 20, 21, 22 years old?
Yeah, I truly believe that that's where faith comes in. Because when I went on my mission, I had all of those worries. I was super concerned. I was concerned about who I'd marry when I get home. I'd been dating girls before my mission and wasn't sure if I left on a mission, if they'd still be around. And that was stressful. I didn't know what I was going to do or what I was going to become, what I'd even take class-wise at BYU. And I started taking a few classes before I left on my mission. And then I had this thought, and I still remember the thought, and it was, if you do the best you can on your mission, the best you can, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't even have to be good compared to somebody else. If you just do the best you can, it'll work out and things will take care of themselves. And I really did feel that. And when I came home, everything did kind of fall into place eventually. It wasn't like right away, and it wasn't exactly how I had planned. I was planning to go to film school, and then it just completely changed. And then when we got out to Michigan, I was designing cars. It was my dream job.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I felt like this is not where we're supposed to be. And so I think having faith in those things is where the stress level can come down if you really do believe that if you're doing the best you can. I also believe too that if you're providing a service, if that's one of the things that you're really passionate about, if you provide a service, it'll work out.
I was looking at your YouTube channel, skimmed over some of the videos, and here's what I found as we continue to watch the creation of Hello Kitty. There was how to draw a cute cat unicorn. I thought, well, 3.7 million, that's pretty good. And then there was how to draw a puppy present folding surprise, and that was 20 million. I'm like, okay. And then we saw Ariel a moment ago at 41, and this one at 49 million. And then all the videos combined, as we mentioned earlier, 2.1 billion views. So what do you do when you can't think of something to draw?
I ask my kids. That's one thing. We also have a place on our website where the people that follow us, that watch with us and draw with us, they can also submit ideas. So we have, and it's huge. You wouldn't believe how big it is. Yeah. And it's probably 2 billion.
2 billion
entries.
suggestions.
Yeah, suggestions.
Well, that's good.
Goodness.
So they're being helpful.
Yeah. It's super helpful. So that's one thing. Also, I love combining kind of unrelating things. So that's why we do a lot of food with funny faces. We also have a Halloween playlist that's just food monsters. So these are like zombie tacos and zombie things. So it is hard to find, but I always feel like as long as I just put a little bit of time in it, we always come up with something.
And an idea always comes.
It always comes.
One thing, Rob, that Dave and I both noticed was not only are you drawing, but you're also teaching the importance of communicating with your kids and with your wife, especially with the tone of voice that you use. You know, the way we talk to someone either opens them up or it can close them down, open them up to new ideas, or it can close them down, right? And you're talking to millions of people every single day. How important is that?
It's huge. I think that's everything. I think the relationship that you have with your kids is one of the things that you'll probably always have. And it's extremely important. I think it's very challenging, though. I think communication is probably one of the more difficult things. You guys are amazing at it. I don't know how you guys are. Just
2 words, smoke. Oh, 3 words, smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. You do a great job with it. And I think one of the things that I've found with the YouTube channel that we've built is that I'm doing it with my kids. So even though you might ask your kids to do something, like if you said, go clean your room, they might go do it. They might have a good attitude. They might have a bad attitude. But if you actually walked with them and you went into the room and actually helped them clean, similar to our videos, it would be a different experience. And I know that those moments have happened for me. It's not always possible to do that with your kids. You'd also want to develop some independence with them. But I've noticed that with our channel that's one of the key things, I think, is that this moment becomes a fun memory that we get to keep together.
And there's the 2 Hello Kitties.
Look at her drawing.
And I know you love Hadley's more than you love yours.
I do. It's the best. Her drawing is by far better than mine.
That's awesome.
Rob, it's really fun for us to have you. You know, and people think that this is just a sports show, but really what it is we love to highlight people that have ties to BYU that are doing great things in the world. And this is awesome stuff. It's really, really fun.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been an honor to be here on your show. I've been watching it since the beginning, and it's one of my favorite things to watch. You guys are doing a great job.
All right, let's talk sports now. You ready?
Yeah.
We're done with the drawing. We're done with the empire that you've got going on with your family. We've met the kids, and we met your wife. So now let's get down to 3 things that need to happen for BYU to beat Notre Dame on Saturday night.
Well, I'm not a professional analyst, but I'll do my best.
But you can draw one.
I could draw one. I could draw an analyst if you want.
I wanted to draw a caricature of me. I'm an analyst.
Oh, yeah. I would say you got to protect Hall. I love watching his passes. I hope to see some of his passes just go forever.
Yeah.
40 yards, 30 yards. Those are my favorite. He throws them over the shoulder and they're just on spot. They're just he nails it.
Okay, so protect Hall.
Yeah,
Second.
protect Hall. I love watching Brooks run. He's got to break through. He's got to get some breakthrough runs.
You know, when he started to do that in the second half of the night.
Yeah, and they're exciting to see him. And I would
100 plus for Brooks, maybe. Is that what we're thinking?
We got to get some yards. Brooks needs some yards.
Okay.
And I love watching Hill catch, but he has to get yards after the catch. I got a bonus one.
All right.
Jake. So I was a kicker in junior high and just freshman, sophomore year. And being a kicker is nerve-wracking. When the quarterback has, he's got to have the nerves too, right? He's got to keep.
But he has 10 guys to do stuff with.
Yeah, the kicker, he's got to connect the ball to his foot. And I remember really messing up several times as a kicker just because of my nerves. And in practice, I kicked once, and it went out of the end zone, and they were like, nobody's ever done that their freshman year. And so I tried out for the varsity team, couldn't do it after that. I was just too nervous. So I'm hoping to actually see Jake hit some field goals that he's missed a few in the past games.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if this game is going to come down to a field goal and he's going to need to make it, and I bet he will.
He's 5 for 5, 50 or more.
Wow.
But this little slump he's in have been 39 or shorter.
We'll keep him back.
Take a penalty maybe and back it up.
Back it up, yeah. Or kick sooner.
Those are great. Those are great keys. Protect the quarterback. Brooks has got to run. Hill's got to get yards after the catch, and Jake's got to hit some field goals.
Rob maybe is an analyst, actually.
Yeah, sounds like you are an analyst. All right, Blaine, let's roll out 5 questions from New York, and then we'll get him off to his night.
5, and these are just the first thing that comes to your mind. They're quick questions. So first off, your favorite sports movie.
Favorite sports movie, Moneyball.
I was on TV the other night.
You know what?
Classic.
Nobody said that one. I love that movie.
Yeah, Moneyball is awesome.
Pitt.
Yep.
Yeah, about the Oakland Athletics. That's a great movie.
Yeah, that was on BYU TV Sunday night. Was it? I thought, hey, and I cleaned it up a little bit.
Good.
I thought,
good
that's a great choice. That's a new one. Nobody said that one yet, and I forgot about it. So, okay, number 2, favorite band or singer?
I'll have to go with my high school band. I still listen to them. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah, he's like classic on everything. Yeah. So, okay,
he's
your
from
favorite
our generation.
breakfast cereal. Favorite breakfast
cereal. Captain Crunch. That's my favorite.
Thank goodness. We shun people. We try not to be judgmental, but anybody that does like a really healthy cereal, we kind of get on.
No, yeah. You know what? The first time I actually ate Captain Crunch was on my mission. They had it, and it probably wasn't name brand.
Where were you?
Well, it was in the MTC.
Oh, yeah.
They had just all the cereal.
Oh,
and we
definitely generic.
Yeah, we didn't get sugar cereal growing up. My mom protected us that way, which I appreciate.
Thank goodness you got to the MTC.
No, that was the first place I had cold cereal, and I ate probably 5 bowls the first time.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Captain
awesome.
Crunch is classic.
So, okay. Favorite class at BYU?
Oh, definitely my industrial design classes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then your favorite thing to draw of all time?
Of all time? Well, it's either the GT500 at Ford or it's a funny food like a taco, zombie taco. Yeah, that was my favorite.
The zombie taco for your YouTube channel, and
Yeah.
then the GT, is that the one you said?
GT500, yeah.
Don't you think Ford should send you a GT500
I wish.
just because?
Yeah, could you call them up and ask?
If they're watching this show tonight, just actually send 3 GT500s.
Yeah, send 3 of them, please. I am driving a Ford now. So.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's the only thing to drive.
I'm driving the Explorer ST, the one that they sell to the state police.
Yeah.
And it's all blacked out.
Do people pull over for you?
When I'm driving fast in the outside lane, people just pull right over and let me go by.
That's good.
I love
That's good.
Yeah, because there's 2 cars behind him with lights on that they're trying to figure out what's going on there.
Over.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, we put on our little side notes thing all of your links to everything you guys have going on.
Cool.
But the Art for Kids Hub on YouTube is the easiest place to find your work.
You can just search Art for Kids Hub, or you can just search how to draw something, and we usually have 1 or 2 drawings up there. And our thumbnails have a red table on them, so they're pretty easy to find.
And will you come back on this show again?
Anytime you want.
It's a pleasure to have you here. We salute you for all you're doing, and one of the great BYU alums in the world.
2.1 billion views of Rob's artwork and the family's artwork. That's billion with a B. Unbelievable.
When we do a show, we hope for 2.1 views.
Right.
And you've got just a few more than that, but we salute you.
I'll keep watching you guys forever.
Thank you
for letting me.
Thanks
be
so
here.
much, Rob.